Hey guys, it's Jake, obviously. I don't know why I try to introduce myself. That makes no sense. Fuck it, we're just gonna keep on going. I know it's been a while since I last did an update video. It's been like maybe 2 months, I'd say, possibly. Like, I'm thinking back at it, it might have been like early July even, after I beat Arkham Knight. I'm not completely certain, but no matter what, it's been way too long, and I feel like I should probably keep you guys in on the loop as to what's going on at the moment with the channel. Things seem to probably be in a little bit of a limbo at the moment. The only active series I have going on at the moment is Metal Gear Solid, but we'll get to that in a second. Obviously, we're just coming off of me having beaten Soma, which I thought was absolutely fucking great. I thought that was an amazing game. Yeah, it was great, and I'll probably leave a link to the series in the description. I'm not gonna, because I'm gonna forget. But anyway, I mentioned Metal Gear Solid a couple of seconds ago, and I know a couple of people have asked questions as to whether or not the series is going to be canceled or anything like that, and I don't think that that's where I'm going to go with this one. I looked at The Witcher, and I eventually canceled that one, mainly because it wasn't getting very good views, but also I was just looking at the road ahead, and it was just daunting. I saw people with 100 plus parts that were, you know, just, they weren't even done yet, and each video being like an hour long, and I'm just thinking to myself, Jesus, this is going to be like Dragon Age Inquisition ×2, and unlike Dragon Age Inquisition, this series isn't very successful. The bare minimum amount of viewers that I could get were watching that series, and it just wasn't doing very well. And I just couldn't, that combined with the fact that I just wasn't getting into it like I've gotten into some games for the channel, it just wasn't a good combination. I felt like I needed to discontinue it, just because there were better things that I could be doing and things that I could be more into. So I'm sorry if anybody was disappointed by that, but, you know, it is what it is. But Metal Gear Solid is another longer open world game, and it's following the same path in terms of performance. A big problem was that I really hurt the series myself by not posting it for like a good week. When I was just so focused on Soma, and that's my bad, you know, I fucked that up, and that was a dumb decision on my part. I just was so much enjoying Soma and so focused on getting that series done and you know, exported and upload. Like, I was always doing something for Soma, and in the midst of that, I just never found time to do Metal Gear Solid. The problem with that game is that you have to devote a good hour and a half to potentially 2 hours just to get roughly, you know, 60 minutes of gameplay, because you're all, like, or at least for me, I'm not very good at the game, I'm always going to be having moments where I fuck up and I get caught and I have to restart a certain point, or I get killed, and all that stuff combined just creates problems, you know. It just makes it to where everything's disjointed, and it just gets to the point where, you know, the most recent video I uploaded on Metal Gear Solid was about 44 minutes, and it was originally, I'd say, about an hour and a half, something like that. So I had to cut a good half of the gameplay, just because it was me walking around doing jack shit and just trying to acclimate myself with what was going on with the game. Also, there's a lot of downtime stuff. You got to keep track of Mother Base and do all those sorts of things, and it can consume a lot of time just you know, with the upkeep within the game, making sure everybody's morale is high, making sure that everyone's doing something and you're getting GMP. There's a lot of moving parts that aren't very fun to watch, so I've kind of got to do this balance of story missions, but also doing side ops when I'm not playing the game or not recording the game, and just, you know, recruiting people and just all this stuff, you know. It makes it to where it's difficult to do that game, especially when you have another game that you're devoting a lot of time to. So this is what I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do with that series from this point forward, is I'm going to probably allocate like 2 recording sessions per video, if that makes sense. So, you know, I'd record roughly 2.5 hours worth of content and cut it down to probably an hour to an hour and a half, and uploads would be roughly once every couple of days, once every week or so. Some people might not be too fond of that, but my thought is that Granted, the videos won't be released as often, but they'll be longer, and there will be more to the quantity. That way I can cut the series down quicker, or not really quicker per se, but just more efficiently. Like I said, you know, each video will be hopefully around an hour to an hour and a half, so I can cut like 2 or 3 missions per part. And I don't know, it seems like that's the best way of going about it. It's not getting a lot of views at this point, and I don't want to cancel it. That's not what I want to do. I'm tired of canceling games. Like, I've canceled like 3 or 4 series so far this year, and that's not what I like to do. I fucking hate doing that, but it's just extenuating circumstance after extenuating circumstance has caused me to have to cancel this game or that game due to you know, various different issues. But yeah, so I'm going to keep Metal Gear Solid going. I'm going to probably make each video a lot longer, just less frequent when with the actual uploads themselves. That's kind of my plan going forward. Speaking of infrequency of uploads, another big reason why I've had a hard time doing both Metal Gear Solid and Soma at the same time is also due to my personal life. Obviously, you know, I do more than just record gameplay and do commentary for YouTube. You know, I have some semblance of a life outside of this, and one of the big parts of that is school. And currently I'm taking a few classes, and they're all decently time-consuming. I don't have a lot of classes left until I get my associate's degree, but Spanish has been taking up a lot of time, English composition has been taking up a lot of time. English composition too, whatever. The point is that these different classes have been taking up a decent amount of my time, and it's made it difficult for me to balance doing that, recording for Soma, recording for Metal Gear Solid, doing the upkeep for Metal Gear Solid, and also, you know, just kind of enjoying myself every once in a while. Not that, you know, recording videos isn't enjoyable or anything, it's just, you know, every once in a while I'd like to have some time for myself. So balancing all that shit out, it's not the easiest, and hopefully pretty soon I can get back to a more consistent uploads, and more diverse uploads, I suppose, different types of games and stuff like that. Now, speaking of different types of games, October is upon us, which personally is my favorite month of the year, but weirdly enough, there's not very much going on this month in terms of games. You would think it would be. It's the, you know, we're getting into the final quarter of the month, or final quarter of the month, excuse me, final quarter of the year, and you'd expect there to be some, you know, good games coming out. But there's really not that much from what I've seen. Like, okay, last year there was Alien Isolation, came out almost at the beginning of the month, and Evil Within came around mid-time. So you had 2 really high-profile games, horror games no less, that came out in in October, this same exact month last year, and those were 2 very, you know, very good, very big series for my channel. This year, all I've seen really that's solidified and concrete is Life is Strange, which the final episode, which comes out on October 20th, which is probably my best performing series so far this year. So that's like 2.5 hours, 3 at maximum. So there's not a great deal going on right now. There also might be I just bumped the microphone. There also might be a Telltale game. I've been hearing rumblings that the final Game of Thrones episode should be coming out pretty soon. I thought it was going to come out last month, but it didn't, obviously. So probably sometime this month. I would venture a guess to be around somewhere in the realm of like the 15th or so. I'm not totally sure. That's just kind of what I've been expecting. But the main basic point, which I've said I think about 4 times so far, Jesus, is that there's not a lot of games this month. And that leads me to something that I haven't done since last year during the summer, which is I'm very soon, not in this video, but very soon I'm going to be holding a viewer vote on a new game you guys want to see me do. I'm so far juggling 2 different games that I have an idea for. I might get to a third, I'm not entirely sure, but last time I did this, I held the vote for either, what was it, Heavy Rain, Assassin's Creed 2, and L.A. Noire. L.A. Noire ended up winning, very close, but it ended up winning, and that actually, funny enough, I didn't think it was going to be that big, but it ended up being a decently successful series for my channel. I guess not a lot of people did the game, so I guess I got lucky. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so far I only have 2 games. I'm not going to say what they are here. You'll see that in the viewer vote video itself. But the basic point is that I'm going to be doing an older game, one that obviously isn't a new release, definitely not this year, and I guess look forward to that. Now, speaking of God damn it, I keep on hitting the mic. Okay, speaking of older games, there's another couple of games that I've been juggling around with, thinking of which one do I want to do. With the Tricom group, obviously that being myself, Alex, and Chris. Chris is supposed to be getting back here somewhere in late October. I'm not exactly sure when, but he'll be back for a couple days. And I'm thinking that we're going to start up a series somewhere around that point. It won't get posted immediately because we're probably not going to finish it then. Hopefully when he gets back for Thanksgiving break, we could hopefully finish it off then. If not, winter break we'll finish it. But the basic point is that we're hopefully going to be starting up another game here pretty soon. That's the plan. But, you know, then again, the plan has been to start up a new game here pretty soon for the past year now, starting from about this time last year, going into winter break. Things didn't really pan out. We thought we were going to do it. We ended up not doing it. Then it was like, hey, you know what? Let's do spring break. That'll work. Didn't work out, and so then we went to the summer. It's like, okay, we're definitely going to do it during the summer. That is, it's plenty of time. You know, Chris has got like 3 weeks before he's got to be back in New York. We have plenty of time. There's nothing that's going to stop us. Then a fucking lightning bolt hits my house, so that didn't work out either. I guess luck is just not on my side right now. I'm not really sure, but hopefully I have enough luck to where we can get something started here pretty soon. And obviously it's not going to be posted immediately. I want to get the series done before I start posting videos on it. So you can probably expect that sometime late November, maybe sometime in December, not entirely sure. Or it just might not happen. Who fucking knows? I'm just going to keep my fingers crossed and hope no more lightning bolts or hurricanes or comets hit the planet. So aside from that, there's really only one other thing, and that's Fallout 4. I, as well as pretty much every gamer on the fucking planet, is really looking forward to that game, and yes, I'm definitely going to be doing a series for it on the channel. I don't know how successful it's going to be, but I'm definitely going to try to stick it out. My hope is that it's going to be more successful than The Witcher or Metal Gear Solid have been. Last year I did Dragon Age Inquisition, which is sort of similar, not entirely, but a little similar to Fallout, in the sense that it's an RPG, and that, you know, there's a choice-based mechanic as well as a dialogue-based mechanic. You know, it's weird. There's been kind of a mixed bag when it comes to open-world games and RPG games, for that matter, with my channel. Sometimes they work out really well, sometimes they don't. My thought is that I tend to not be a big fan of doing open world games for the channel. I just don't excel at it. What I find is that a lot of the time with open world games, my commentary is typically disjointed because you know, there will be a lot of breaks and downtime in between where I know, okay, there's no point in keeping this in the video. I'm just going to cut this out the second that this recording's over. So why do I bother even talk right now when I'm just driving to this other place? Or, you know, in The Witcher's case, you know, traveling on horseback to another place. The point, you know, remains no matter what, is that there's just a lot of downtime. And so it causes me to just not be 100% in it. But my hope is that with Fallout 4, that won't be the case. You'd think so. I don't have a lot of history with games like The Witcher and Dragon Age, so I had a hard time really getting into them. Whereas Metal Gear Solid, I have a lot of history with that franchise, but this one's not anything like the other ones, and I don't know. Just there's a lot of in-between portions where I'm failing, so I've got to start over and all that, and it just kind of makes the commentary not so great, at least in my opinion. But anyway, hopefully Fallout 4 doesn't have that same sort of issue, and I guess we'll find out. Anyway, that's about it. I can't really think of anything else I want to talk about. Once again, expect that viewer vote video to be released very soon. And yeah, that's really all I got. I hope you guys appreciate the update. I'm sorry it's been a while since I made one. And yeah, cool. All right, bye. That's not a good outro. Fuck that shit. Okay. If you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to like. You're already subscribed. Why the fuck would I say that? You're watching my update video. You're already subscribed. You wouldn't watch my fucking update video if you weren't subscribed. You're an idiot, Jake. You're a fucking moron. Okay, bye. Shit.